Once upon a time, in the heart of Tuscany, there lived a wise old man named Luca. Luca was known throughout the region for his knowledge of antiques, his love of wine, and his deep understanding of the ancient ways of the land. Luca lived in a small village nestled among the rolling hills of Tuscany, surrounded by fields of lavender and olive groves that stretched as far as the eye could see. The village itself was an ancient place with winding streets and alleys that seemed to have been untouched by time. At the heart of the village was a small square where Luca would often sit in the shade of an old oak tree, sipping on a glass of wine and watching the world go by. People from all over Tuscany would come to visit him, seeking his advice on everything from antiques to the best wine to pair with their meals. As you lay down now in your comfortable bed, notice your breath going deeper, and perhaps you can close your eyes if that is comfortable for you. Imagine yourself in the heart of Tuscany, surrounded by the beauty of the rolling hills, the fragrant lavender fields, and the ancient olive groves. As you breathe out, allow yourself to release any tension or stress that you're still carrying with you right now. One warm summer evening, as the sun was setting over the hills, a young woman named Julia arrived in the village. She had come all the way from the city, seeking a break from the hustle of urban life. She had heard of Luca's reputation as a wise man and was eager to meet him. As you continue to breathe deeply, imagine yourself as Julia, arriving in the village, seeking the wisdom and guidance of Luca. Feel the warmth of the sun, the Tuscan sun, on your skin, the gentle breeze in your hair, and the peace in your heart as you begin to connect with the beauty of this ancient place. Julia wandered through the narrow streets of the village, admiring the old stone buildings, the colorful flowers that spilled out of windows and balconies. And finally, she arrived at the square where Luca sat. Luca welcomed her warmly, offering her a glass of the finest Chianti from his cellar. They sat together under the oak tree, watching the sun dip below the horizon, and the stars began to twinkle in the sky. Imagine yourself now sitting with Luca, sipping on a glass of Chianti, and feeling the peace and calm of this moment, allowing yourself to be fully present in this space, and feel your worries, your anxieties fading away. Julia told Luca of her troubles, the stress of her job, the pressure of city life, and the constant sense of being disconnected from nature. Luca listened attentively, nodding sagely as she spoke. "My dear," he said, "you have come to the right place. Here in Tuscany, we understand the importance of taking time to slow down and appreciate the simple things in life. We cherish our ancient traditions and our connection to the land." Luca stood up and gestured for Julia to follow him. They walked through the village, past old stone houses and medieval churches, They wandered out through the fields of lavender and olive groves. Breathe in the scent of the earth. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Imagine yourself walking with Luca, feeling the earth beneath your feet. Allow yourself to feel the peace, the tranquility of this moment, and know that you are exactly where you need to be. As they walked, Luca shared with Julia some of his wisdom. He told her about the importance of staying grounded, of finding joy in the present moment, and of being kind to yourself and others. He spoke of the ancient traditions of Tuscany, of the ways in which they had been passed down from generation to generation, and how they held the key to a rich and fulfilling life. Julia listened intently, feeling her worries, anxieties begin to melt away. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for Luca and this ancient land, and she knew that she had come to Tuscany for a reason. As they walked back towards the village, Luca led Julia into an old antique shop. The shop was filled with all manner of old and fascinating objects, ancient statues, ornate mirrors, delicate lacework. Luna picked up a small, intricately carved wooden box and handed it to Julia. "This box is very special," he said. "It has been passed down through my family for generations and contains a powerful meditation that has brought peace and clarity to many who have used it." Julia opened the box and saw inside a small booklet. She began to read, and as she did, she felt herself being transported to another place and time. She found herself standing in the middle of a field of lavender, surrounded by the fragrant blooms and the warm Tuscan sun. She closed her eyes. She breathed deeply, feeling peace wash over her. As she continued to read the meditation, she felt herself becoming more and more connected to the ancient ways of Tuscany. She saw herself wandering through old medieval villages, tasting delicious wines, and admiring the beauty of the olive groves. She saw herself surrounded by old antiques, each one with its own story and its own wisdom to impart. She saw herself living a life that was slow and mindful, connected to the land and to the ancient ways of her ancestors. As you continue now to breathe deeper and deeper, imagine yourself reading the meditation from the wooden box. Allow yourself to be transported to the ancient land of Tuscany and feel yourself becoming more and more connected to the wisdom and traditions of this place. As Julia finished reading this meditation, she looked up and saw that she was back in the antique shop with Luca standing next to her. "How do you feel?" he asked. "I feel different," she said. "I feel like I've connected with something deep and ancient, like I've tapped into a source of wisdom that I didn't even know existed." Luca smiled. That is the power of Tuscany, he said. It is a place where the ancient ways are still alive and where wisdom and tradition are cherished above all else. Feel yourself now becoming more and more connected to the ancient ways of Tuscany. Allow yourself to be filled with the wisdom, the traditions of this place, and know that you can carry this with you. Julia left the antique shop feeling lighter and more peaceful than she had in years. She knew that she had found something truly special in Tuscany, and that she would carry that wisdom always. Allow yourself now to carry the wisdom of Tuscany with you as well. Know that you can always come back to this place in your mind and your heart, and that the ancient ways of this land will always be there to guide and inspire you. You can feel yourself now. Your eyes are heavy. Your body is comforted by the support and softness of your bed. Drifting and drifting, welcoming a deep and peaceful sleep. Feel the warmth of Tuscany surrounding you now. Feel the wisdom of the land guiding you towards a brighter tomorrow. Let sleep come now, gently and with ease, drifting and drifting. Sleep well. Sweet dreams.